I think you're atheist. I
Yes,
consider
I
you are
am.
agnostic atheist, right?
Yes, that's true.
So do you know Jeremy Bentham's?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I found that it's very interesting argument. He has an argument of morality, how to measure pain and pleasure. By measuring pain and pleasure, um, um, you're going to have a better morality. And people consider him as an artist. I thought that you're familiar. I want to learn from you about Jeremy Bentham. Yeah, utilitarianism.
You want to learn about someone, and that's why you
Yes,
joined here.
I want to learn about Jeremy Bentham from you. I want to know. I want to have I consider you probably have a better English and have a better understanding. And when it comes to reading article, probably you have a more knowledge about him because you yourself you say that you are atheist. I
Yeah,
spoke to you, I think a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago. You know,
I don't remember that, but
um,
here's the thing. I said
no worries.
I don't know him 2 times, so I cannot help you about him.
Yes, I know it's fine, but
Okay.
I actually have some kind of a point, and I want to have discussed about this guy with his philosophical ideologies argument. For me, it finds very interesting because you guys atheists were criticizing us, the religious people, following religion, and for you guys, you consider that as a wrong thing, right?
Okay. And
Right?
how can I call your name?
Just call me Waris,
Varys.
if you
Okay.
don't mind. Yeah.
Varys, first of all, you should put aside all of your assumptions, okay?
Okay.
That's the first thing. So, if you will ask questions based upon what you learned about atheist people before, you may have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
problems here in this table because we may share different opinions. Maybe we disagree with many atheist people. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you will try to understand with such mindset of atheist people, you may not understand our points. So just forget about atheist people. Just forget about what you know about
Mm-hmm.
atheism or agnosticism. But if you want to discuss or learn or try to argue about something, just do it without, appealing to
Mm-hmm.
my beliefs or non-beliefs. That can be
Okay.
more helpful.
Uh, So yeah, my question is like, what will you give to the people, to the society, to get the better morality?
What I'm gonna give,
Mm-hmm.
that's not my objective, first of all. But if I want to create a better society,
Mm-hmm.
I would make a society where each of people's rights are well preserved, a better justice system,
Mm-hmm.
and more free society. A society
More
where people
free.
are not afraid of talking,
Mm-hmm.
sharing their opinions, expressing
Mm-hmm.
themselves, their beliefs, or their ideologies. They
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be afraid of sharing such kind of things. And
Mm-hmm.
a society where people don't have to waste a lot of money to get things, at least average things for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
A place where they don't pay taxes
Mm-hmm.
and they don't spend unnecessary money for many other things, even the things that they need. So, such a society, I would like to make. But when it comes to morality, I can give you more details. Yeah, a society where people are not uh, trying to cheat on each other, where they're not lying each other, where they're even if they're not helping each other, but still they don't
Mm-hmm.
harm each other. They care about each
Mm-hmm.
other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard some people make an argument, but sadly I am not writing down all of the argument. They say like the people who less religious, they are prone to lie. Basically, what does it called mean? They are more um, um, have a higher possibility to lie than the religious people. So when you're creating a society, have not religious base, so your dream for people not lying, honest people, it seems to be kind of like a little bit impossible to achieve. What do you think?
Okay, but this is my dream.
Yeah,
They're
but I
gonna say
mean,
it's achievable.
no, yes, it's definitely it's not achievable,
And that
but
doesn't mean that
um,
that won't be the case also. Imagine why, just think about why people are lying each other.
mhm,
If you find the reasons, if you eliminate the reasons, then there will be no need to lie.
mhm,
And especially if you give a really good of education from the very beginning, like a propaganda, lying is too bad. It's a very
mhm,
disgusting thing. If you teach the kids from the beginning, you'll have
mhm,
society where people are lying each other less than the other societies.
mhm. But don't you realize that religion actually trying to make come true your dream? You know, I think the goal of religions mostly is to creating the dreams where you once to create it. That you just mentioned
Fortunately,
before.
they're
You
failing.
create,
They lack of a lot of other things. Probably that's why they're failing.
yeah. So, what is the freedom for you? Like when you say that you want to create a free society, what is the freedom for
So
you? Is
more
that they
free
have a freedom of
society.
belief?
In
Mm-hmm.
in many countries, in many societies, people are not even, as I said, free to say what they believe, what they think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are not.
So they free to believe in religion.
Yeah, sure, they should be free
So,
to believe in any
mhm.
religion. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you consider religion is something wrong,
Who
then
said that?
you let them to.
Who said that?
You not say that.
Who said
Okay.
that?
Oh, so you never object to religions.
I've never said that, and that's why I warned you. You should put aside what you know about
Okay.
atheist people.
Okay. I thought that you object to religion. So basically, you're not object to
I
religions, but you
told
just
you
object the
I may
existence of God.
I may disagree about a lot of things. I even don't
So
object
your
the idea
mind
of God.
objection,
Also,
your mind objection is the existence of God. Is that your mind objection?
just literally said it 2 seconds ago. I even do not object God. I just don't believe in God. I don't have the belief in God. That's all. It's not like an
So,
objection.
mhm. So then, what you want people to prove to you? If you not object with everything,
What do you mean?
so what is this the discussions for? If you don't
To
want, if
learn.
you're not having objections on anything,
To learn.
just to learn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want to learn? I think like you know a lot of things. You've already learned
No, I
quite a lot
don't.
of things. Hmm.
I don't know. You said that guy was an atheist who has articles, and I'm an atheist. I don't know even an atheist guy. So that gives you an idea, probably. That should give you an idea that I don't know many things.
Hmm. What should I say now?
What about you?
Uh,
Are you
I'm a
Indonesian?
believer.
You're a
Yeah, I'm
Muslim.
Indonesian. Yeah, I'm a Muslim. Yes,
Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
You said we talked before.
Yeah, we spoke before. Yeah, I think a couple. Remember that I had debate with the Indian man about pedophilia. You know.
Oh,
So, yes,
I don't remember
it was
that.
me. Yeah, I would had a debate with an Indian man about pedophilia. That you know, and I was asking him what's what the what's the morality, like what's the immoral about marrying a child. children.
You were the one who was asking that question?
Yes, I'm the one that was asking that question
Okay,
to him.
that sounds weird.
I know it sounds weird,
Yeah,
but
why it sounds weird? Because in Islam, it's okay for many people. That's why it's weird. And you are the one who's asking this question. It's making it more weird.
yeah, because why I say those things is because actually, if you go by the definitions of pedophilia, the prophet doesn't have those attributes. He's not fitting on the definitions of pedophilia. Um, so so that's why I said it was just immoral if a nice and good man marrying a woman, marrying a young lady, and then taking care, and she loves him, and she's happy with him, and he gave everything to her, and she's pleased with all of the things. Basically, she's happy for all of it. So what's wrong about that? So that's my biggest question. Yeah, because pedophilia is utilizing have a disease. They consider pedophilia as a disease. It it's abnormal behavior of a man who have uh, sexual, what do you call it? I don't know the correct English to say. Um, like to a children, and they're utilizing harm. Mostly they're harming children, and based on the history and the hadith reported,
You
Aisha
should
wasn't.
teach. You should teach that to many Muslim people. Okay.
Some Muslims actually brought this argument, like Daniel Hakikachu also have this argument.
Well, what is the argument?
Daniel Hakikachu, if you wanna watch him, you follow
I
him.
know
I
him, but
follow your YouTube as well.
what's his argument?
Yeah, because his argument is actually like what's the immoral of marrying a young children.
He says
Because
that it's not immoral.
mm, no, we're questioning, actually, we're questioning about that.
Okay.
Hello, philosopher. Well, so like you have a believer on a panel, and like I'm a non-believer, I'm an atheist. So I think it would be fun to join the conversation. Is that fine?
Your voice is not clear.
Yes. Then you need to
Okay,
fix
is it
your
clear
microphone.
now?
The thing is better.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying that you have an believer at the panel, so I'm like a disbeliever, I'm an atheist. So it is alright if I join in the conversation and put my opinions as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So, like, I would like to point out the things that why I am an unbeliever, or you can say disbeliever, or atheist, like related to the topic, if that is what is going on.
Yeah, you can answer why do you not believe, why you don't believe a God exists. This is the question for non-believers.
Yeah. So, like, there are several reasons. First of all, the one major reason is that there is no like objectively verifiable method from which we can understand or conceive the nature of God, or if he exists. So, like, we cannot objectively verify anything about him. To rely more on the subjectivity, which I do not prefer, while having belief in things. And the second major thing is the contradiction in his conceptions. And when you start to have conceptions of something and it is contradictory to other conceptions, and you can see that it is like shaped by its culture and timelines, so you like start to understand that there is nothing divine about it. It is just like any another conception which people have, related to the creation or related to the existence of things. So I do not see any divinity in the idea itself, not minimum on a practical level. So, okay, and the third reason is that I do not see that the idea of an omnipotent and benevolent creator is what we have, reflected in this creation. Because wherever you see, it is full of injustice, unequal distribution of the resources, and most of the things are depending upon where are you born. So most of the things which are decided for you were not actually in your hand. So I do not understand why would an all powerful, benevolent, merciful, and non partial God would do that. And then the thing is that the people have so many assumptions about him that the assumptions start to contradict even their own core ideas. That is reflected in any major religion we have in world, whether it is Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity. All of them have sects. In those sects, they have subsects. In those subsects, they have more subsects. So rather than like connecting these people, it is ultimately dividing them on the basis of their belief. Yeah, so like these are the major regions, and I'm not like, convinced by the evidence most of the people represent or the arguments for the existence of God. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
thanks for sharing. So you want to say something about that, Varys?
No, again, no, nobody can. I think that the argument has been there, the ontological argument. What do you call the contingencies arguments? Is everything's been there. I think for some people, accept that as a proof. Like me, people like me, cosmological argument. I take that as a proof. We cannot explain several cases. We don't know how the universe is created and everything like that. So I take that as a proof, and for me, it still makes sense to show you God.
Yeah, but
To
that that's creating an argument from some ignorance, because you're saying I don't know how a universe has been created, therefore God, and that's fallacious, totally fallacious.
because I agree, because it doesn't mean, I think I was it doesn't mean again, we cannot what do you call, see God. That's the biggest problem, right? Because I think, and in Islamic philosophy, God is bigger. And I think in Ensam, I don't know if that is Ensam theory, and Ensam say that if God is the biggest being, none is going to be bigger than him. So that means we're not going to be encompass him. That the ability of a human being to see, it's impossible to be able to encompass the
Yeah,
greatest thing. So that
but
we would never see him.
the claim is not encompassing the God. I mean, at least the requirement is seeing the God. If God is all powerful, at least he can make himself partially visible to humanity.
Yes.
I believe God could do that if there was such a God.
Yes, exactly. But my biggest question is why should he shows himself to you and to people like me?
We're not saying should, but we're saying that just because that doesn't happen, that's why we don't believe, and there's no should here. If you want me to believe in a God, I'm saying that I don't believe because there's no such a case. If your God wants me to believe, then yeah, he should do that. But if you're not claiming that God wants me to believe in him, then there's no problem. There's no should here.
Yes, again, I think the Quran have been telling the Quran. Muslims believe it different with other religious belief, that we believe this life is a test from God, which just means it's a test. And the Quran says that whom wants to believe, believe. Whom wants to not believe, not believe. It's all fine. So for in Islam, this word is a test for the hereafter. So for me, I consider that quite makes sense. Why so? It's because I have all of these um, creations that I cannot explain. So it must be there is a creator to create this universe for all of the complex things. And I think um, you agree. I think the last conversation I had with you, you agree that we see it on the probability, right? The probability that the God is like possibly exists and not possibly exists, and atheists cannot deny that, right? So we see it on the probability. So, and also there is a theory that if God exists, then I'll be saved. If God does not exist, I'm not. It's not nothing gonna happen to me. So as a rational being, I choose to believe.
No, that's also not rational to believe in a God in that way, because you
Yes.
are focusing on only one God that you believe in, and you think
Yes.
that if this God exists, you're saved. Even in that case, that doesn't mean you'll be saved, by the way, because your God suggests two different ending for your life. One of them is a good afterlife, the other one is a hellfire. So even if your God exists, even if it's true, that doesn't mean you are saved. That's the first thing. But let's assume there is a God, but it's not your God. Still, you can't claim that you are saved. Maybe you'll be in a worse situation if there's an afterlife in that God concept. Maybe I will be better in afterlife. You don't know that. You don't have any kind of knowledge about this. Maybe there are different other gods that they don't value what you do in this life. Maybe they hate Islam. Maybe there are gods and maybe they hate Islam. Maybe they like more honest people who doesn't believe in things when there's no good evidence. Maybe those people will be rewarded in afterlife if there's an afterlife. So you don't know all those things. So that's why you can't say that if there's no God, it's okay because there's nothing. But if there's a God, I'm saved. You can't say that.
Yes, if the mind purpose of God creating the universe is for a goodness, then God's not gonna hate Islam. Islam is not going to be God's not hate Islam.
If
If God
that's the
being
case,
honest
but you don't know.
with the teaching,
You don't know that. You don't know whether God exists or not. You don't know if there's a God. Why
no,
God
I'm
created
talking
this
about
universe.
if the the main objective of God creating the universe and the earth, this life, is to have an amazing the best moral of a human
No, you
being,
don't know
then
that.
Islam is not. I say we don't know. So if I'm telling you, if that's not the God's moral, if that's not the purpose of God creating the universe, so then we could say this is a wrath God. This is the evil God.
Doesn't
So
matter.
we cannot
In the end of the day,
we cannot say that this is just God. If he's an evil God, why he's creating this universe and let us learn and everything
for
like that, study and
testing,
be happy.
for testing,
Be happy. Where you get all of those arguments? Where you get all of those assumptions?
uh,
I think all the religions
I get all those
tell.
assumptions the way that you get. You're also assuming things the way that I am assuming right now. And
No,
again,
I have a base. I have a base because all of the religions teaching good things.
that doesn't
All the
mean there's a
religions,
God.
right?
That doesn't mean God is good, even if there's
So
a God.
the main what do you call it? The main object of God creating, based on the reality from all of the religions we learn, is to what do you call from the Semitic religion, basically is to teaching goodness to people, to the human being. There is no other, like God wanna killing and punish people like that.
Yeah.
God punishes because you're kind of like ignorant, because you disobedient, you killing people. For
There's
example, you
there's no
wrongdoing.
rule that a God should send a religion. So, yes, there are religions that say do good things. Okay, no problem. I agree. But that doesn't say anything about reality. Maybe there's a God. Maybe God has never sent a religion. but maybe still this God has some expectations. Maybe he wired some things in humanity. Maybe God wants you to figure out things by yourself without any help. You just imagine two kids. For the first kid, you have to pay, you have to send him to college to take education. It costs you. But on the other hand, the other kid is just self-learning. He doesn't have to go to any college, and he's doing it better. And that's better, right? So maybe we have that potential in the eyes of a god or some gods, and maybe they expect to do the same without any intervention, without any religions. And maybe these religions are an obstacle for doing greater good. And maybe following those religions is a bad thing in the eye of those gods. We don't know any of those things.
Well, if that is the bad things, what is the good things then? If following religion is the bad
just
things, what is the
explain.
good thing?
I just explained.
Mhm.
Finding the right path by yourself is maybe better.
What is the right path from if you don't have a religion?
Yeah,
what
I
is the
don't
right
know
path?
that. We don't
What
know
is the
that. So
morality
that's
of it?
that's the
No,
point. That's the point. We
That's what
don't
I'm
know
asking.
whether there is the right path, which is the right path, if there is a right path. That's why
Mhm.
you can't say
So,
that, oh, I will be
well,
saved, or this
because
one is
the
better.
morality would be on the conditions, you know. So on the condition of human being, so you don't have a objective morality. It's impossible to have objective morality
And there's no
if God is
rule
not
to
giving
have.
guidance. If God
Yeah,
not putting down a guidance to human being, he would never have an objective morality in this world. It's impossible to have a objective morality, brother. No way
okay,
that you're going
there's
to get
no
an
such a
objective morality.
rule that says that there must be an objective morality. Probably, or
Yes.
maybe there's no such a thing. So, not having an objective morality is not a problem for me.
It's not a problem for you. Then you cannot say you can't say that people is doing wrong things.
I
Killing people
didn't
is not
say
wrong. You cannot say that it's wrong.
I didn't claim that, but I said that since we don't know
You just claim
that
it. You just
since we don't know what is right, what is wrong, if there is a God, so then that only means you don't know. You don't have anything to speculate. You claim something based on some religions, but maybe there is another God once expects you to do different things. And again, just maybe that's the test. You said that there is a test. Maybe you're right, but maybe you're wrong that you think that test is what is told in your religion. Maybe there's another test which is not told even to you or humanity.
Another thing that proves God is the human intuitions. It's another thing that proves that God, the objections of God creating the world is a goodness to giving people a goodness. It's based on what do you call intuitions or the nature of a human being of loving good things. God creating human being with a nature of knowing something wrong and something good.
This
For
is
example, when
your belief, but this can be true.
it is
I'm not
not my
objecting.
belief. This is
This is
not
your
my belief.
belief. No, this is your belief.
Human being. No, this is not my belief
It's your
because this is a truth. This is a fact. This is the true and fact. Then I'm telling, a human being was born with nature. Nature of what? I'm telling you. They
nature
know
of
the
killing
universe works
others
like
for
what
their
it is.
own
Yes.
benefit, for their own survival, is also
No,
nature of humans.
It's not their nature. It's because that's
It is.
we have a desire. We have desire and political agenda, for example, or
Yes, we have
economical
desires.
needs, for example. Yes,
We have desires.
those desires.
So what?
Yes, those desires is different. I mean, with you call us the intuitions.
We have intuition. So what?
Kids, yes, kids were born. Every kids were born
Yeah, because we
pure
share
and
the
kind.
same DNA, right?
Yeah.
So
But again, what makes them become
why
an evil when
it's
they grow
okay
in
to
earth?
have similar tendencies
Mhm.
in believing things even. So it's okay, but it doesn't prove a God exists.
Yeah. No, it's I'm not trying to prove God exists or not exists, but I'm
Oh,
trying
then
to
what's
prove that the it wasn't. I wasn't trying to prove that God exists or not
what are you
exists
trying to
based
do?
from these intuitions. I'm going to from the objective of God of creating the human being.
You can't
So it's
reach
for a
a
goodness
God like
because
talking while talking about our intuitions. That's why I'm asking you. We have intuitions, so what? You're not answering this.
it's showing. We
It's not
are.
showing.
When people killing human being, for getting good, they know it's something wrong. That they're doing something wrong, but they're doing that. They know by their intuitions, by their nature, they know it's
Okay,
something wrong. They're doing
that's
something
why I'm
wrong, but
asking
to please
you.
themselves,
That's why I'm
they're
asking
happy.
you. That's why I'm asking
Mhm,
you. We have intuitions, so what?
mhm. I said so.
No,
The logic base here is that God, the objective of God creating this world is to have to teach. The point is to teach people good things, to become a good
that's
human
what you
being.
believe.
Not showing that what God sent down the religion.
That's also your belief. So far, you didn't
Okay,
present any good evidence that a God exists, that God sent a religion, and other things. You didn't present any evidence for that.
if you really want an actual evidence that you meet God, it would never happen. So that way you would never what do you call I think I'm talking about intuition is reality of a human being that when they doing evil, when they commit an evil and crime, for example, when they lie, they ashamed. When the
Oh
kid's
my
lying,
God,
they
where
will
is?
assume showing
Hey,
nature.
stop, please stop talking about
Mhm.
intuitions because I'm tired of asking you,
No,
we have intuitions, so what? You said I'm not trying to prove a God exists. And I said, okay, then what you're trying to do,
yes,
what you're trying to say about intuitions, I accept that we have intuitions, okay? But why we're talking
hmm
about intuitions, I don't understand. If you're
no,
not trying
no.
to prove
My
a God
asking that.
exists,
Do you agree that when kids lie, they will feel ashamed when they lie?
no, no,
Why?
not the
Why
kids,
so?
not the kids. I mean, not all the kids. They learn
Mhm.
it. Mostly, they learn it.
Okay, for example, if I lie to my parents, if I'm doing crime when I was young, well, how come I feel like guilty?
Because you
Where is
learn
those
those
guilty coming
things,
from?
like from your
No,
education. You
I
learn it.
wasn't learning.
You learn it from your environment. Come
No
on,
kids.
you're born as a young person. No, right? You're born as a baby,
No, we
then
wasn't learn about.
you
We not
become.
learn from our parents.
You
We
don't
not
learn from your
doctrinize. Why?
parents. You don't learn
Yes,
from
we
your
not
parents.
doctrinized because I'm telling you. I'm telling you why.
You
I'm
don't
telling
learn.
you
You don't
because
learn
you
from your parents.
experience. Yes, because you experience. I'm telling you,
Yes,
being
you
a good as a human being,
experience
it's
the
an
anger of your
experience. It's
mother,
an
anger of
experience,
your
not a
sister,
doctrinized.
anger of your
No, no.
friends. You experience that, yes.
Now the
But this is
empathy,
what you learn.
empathy. Yeah, the empathy. You have an empathy. It because an experience because you were suffering, you were struggling. So those nature are teaching you. So that way you have an empathy. For example, if you pushing your kids and then fall down and have a scratch and have pain, feel pain, and then someone does that to you, and you experience that, you feeling, and you know that I don't want to do this because I'm going to harm this man. I know what he's gonna feel.
Yeah,
So,
that's what you learn
so what does
also.
that tell?
That
No,
tells that we learn
okay,
things, yeah.
yeah, but we learn from experience,
We
and
learn from the
where is that?
experience. Yes,
Where
we
is those?
have intuitions, we have
Yes.
experience. So what? Again, this will be the last time I'm asking, so what? That means a God
Um,
exists?
it means something.
It doesn't mean
This word must
anything.
have a purpose.
No, it doesn't
It
mean that.
means it
That
does
part is
mean
your belief.
something
No, that part
because
is your
no,
belief.
no. You keep saying that
Yes.
that's my belief.
Yes.
That's your belief as well. That
Well,
you
what's
say
my
this
belief?
is probably nothing. That's your belief as well. Because you keep telling
I
everything I
could
said. That's my
explain.
belief.
I could explain what does it
Could I
mean.
say that that's
Okay.
your belief as well? That's your belief as
Nope,
well.
nope. I'm not
Don't you know
holding a
that?
specific belief. You're the one who's holding specific belief. And every time I ask you, does that mean a God exists and God put all those emotions into you? Probably
Mhm.
your answer will be yes.
Those emotions must have a purpose. Why we have those
That's an
emotions? It
assumption.
must be have a reason
We
and
have
purpose.
we have
Call that
emotions
assumptions.
because we have experience and we learn a lot of things from the society, from our parents, and etc. We
That's
just
assumption.
transfer the knowledge and emotions, everything. We transfer it through our biology, through our memories, through a lot of things. So that's why we share all those things similarly. And that's the explanation. That's a good explanation. But when you say, oh, wait, why we have those things? Because there are 5 aliens came from another planet and they injected those emotions into us. That's why we feel we experience in this way. I would say, wait a second. Come on. I mean, yes, we have emotions, but that doesn't mean an invisible creature came and put all those things
That's your assumption.
into yourself. You see? So you're
That's your
just
assumption, right?
you're assuming the same thing. You're saying that, oh, there is a God you don't see, and the God doesn't want to show himself to you, but he put those emotions, those intuitions
my
inside you.
question, we're not talking about God and okay, but my question, how come the human being, why the human being have those morality? Why the human being
Questions
have those
are not arguments.
intuition?
I don't care about these
Why they have
questions.
those
I
experience?
don't care
No,
about the
no, I'm
questions.
asking,
Those are
stop talking about
questions,
don't care,
okay?
brother.
Yes, I will not stop
I
talking
think
in my table, in my own table. You're just asking questions that you don't know the answer, but you have a belief that gives an answer, and you're really
No,
satisfied with
no.
those answers.
I thought that we're going to have a good discussion
You're the one
conversation,
who's
and I
making it
pretty
really
much know
bad.
that you are very no. Yeah, I know that you are very and I used to consider that probably you are a very intellectual man and you
Oh,
know
now you're
very
attacking
nice
my
man. But
intelligence. Okay.
no,
Very good,
no, no, no,
very
I'm not
good.
taking. But I hope that you're gonna be like that. But my question would be: have you ever questioning that why we have those experience for what for is those
Yes.
experience for us like
You should be honest and you should accept
what do
that
you
you
think?
don't know the answer.
Exactly, but my question is why
Exactly.
is the very close that you think is why if you
Okay,
ever
okay.
don't you think that is has a
Let's
purpose?
reverse engineer the belief that you are holding. A lot of beliefs that you're holding. So you believe that your God is good, all good,
No,
and
no,
your
I'm
God.
no.
Stop, please listen to me, okay? I will just do the same thing that you're doing right now.
Mhm.
Your God is a good God. There's goodness in this God. There's morality in this God. And just think about it, where this goodness
And
came from.
there is an ego of God. There is a jealousy of God in Islam. So it's not
Okay.
all good and all
Okay, no
kind and
problem.
everything,
Then
you know.
that's okay, no problem. Just ask these questions, okay? Where all those emotions came from to this God. Ask these questions, okay? You're asking me, you're telling me to ask these questions. I'm telling you the same thing, but not about humans, about your God, okay? Ask those questions.
Mhm.
But you should understand, or you will understand. I hope you'll understand it. Asking those questions don't make any sense, because just because you're asking
But I
where
do
those things
understand
came from, that
because
doesn't mean they came
yes.
from somewhere else. Okay, they exist inside of that
Again,
thing, and it exists
uh-huh.
inside of us. That doesn't mean someone put those things into us. Okay, so
I thought that you know about the in contingency what do you the contingency argument.
yeah, I know that.
Okay, so I think that's my answer. That would be my answer.
And that's a really bad answer.
But, okay, but I think this makes sense for me.
Yeah, but it's fallacious because you're assuming that, oh wait, that there should be some place that doesn't contingent on something else, because it would create an infinite regress if we just keep following this chain of reasoning.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're the one who's breaking your own rule since you want to teach me that, oh
No,
wait, there's this contingency thing, you don't know about it. You're the
no, I'm
one.
not
You're the
saying
one.
that.
And you should stop
I say that
asking
comes from God.
what caused this universe instead of telling me, hey, stop. That it should stop somewhere. You're saying, oh wait. Yeah, I'm telling this, but let's go one step further and say that the explanation is God. There should be an explanation for this universe, and it's God. But when I say, hey, wait, if you do
I'm
that, I
not
will do the
saying I'm
same
not saying
thing.
that God. No, I'm
Okay.
not saying it's God, but I'm questioning to you. You keep coming with like you don't know, but you call me like having assumptions, but you do as well based on assumptions as well.
Okay. What's
So
my
I think we are
assumption?
the same.
What
Yeah,
what
your
was my
assumption is
assumption
that
about God?
your it, okay, your assumption would be there is no God. It's
No,
not an assumption as
that's
well
not
because
my
we
assumption. Where is? Oh my
it's
God.
assumption
At the beginning of
because
this
that probability
conversation,
level
I told you to put
because
aside everything you know about atheist people. I did it twice.
we in the
And now you're
probability.
saying that, oh, you're the guy who has this assumption that God doesn't exist. That's
So
false, okay?
have you explored all of the universe?
For
Have you
what?
explored all of the universe? Do you
For
know
what?
all of the
For
universe?
what?
Yep. To know that God is did not exist.
There
Have you explored
is.
all of the
I will
universe?
mute you this time because that's really annoying. I'm talking and I'm trying to explain you that you're doing something very wrong and you're not listening at all. So instead of complaining about my attitude, you could listen, understand honestly what I said. At the beginning of this conversation, I told you that you should forget about your assumptions, your knowledge about atheist people, because you will be upset when you talk to me, okay? And then I said immediately, just seconds ago, it's not my assumption. And you keep telling me that this is my assumption. Are you teaching what I believe and what I don't believe about God to me? Yeah, give that emoji. Because you're not even listening what I'm saying. It's not my claim that God doesn't exist. I don't know whether any God exists or not. Maybe there are 5, 10, or millions of gods. I don't know the answer of the question whether there's any God or not, okay? And you are here, you're saying that no, it's not you. You are a person who claims that there is no God. This is false, my friend,
Can I
okay?
talk now? Can I explain? Can I explain why I consider that as an assumption?
Which is an assumption?
Because you insist that God does not exist.
Bye-bye, take care. You're really dishonest. I insisted that you're wrong. I don't have such an assumption, and you're saying that you're insisting that that's your assumption. That's so disgusting. And I clearly said that I don't know whether any God exists or not. I said it clearly. I don't understand why you're doing that. Either you're dishonest or your English sucks or something else. I hope it's about your English. Fire. You have a problem with your English, man.
Yes. No, actually, it's just personal space, not internet.
Personal space? Okay.
Yeah, like my family members like to violate it a lot, so I have to leave
Okay. Okay.
sometimes. Yeah, did you get a conclusion with
Oh, we had a
that person?
problem
Really?
with where is because he is assuming things about his religion, and then he kept assuming things about me, even if I'm explaining that he's wrong, this is not me, and he kept insisting that no, you have this assumption, and I said no, I don't have it, and he claimed such a thing, and that was annoying, and I stopped talking to him.
I think it is very rather common in believers, most of them I have met.
I can understand that
They keep making
frustration.
assumptions.
No, I can understand the frustration when they see an agnostic atheist. An atheist who says that I don't know if your God exists or not. And yeah, I understand that, but I don't understand when you try to explain clearly and they still keep insisting the same thing. I don't understand why they do that. I'm not sure. Should I give the second chance to him or not? Let's try. If he apologizes that he misunderstood us,
No,
maybe we can keep.
I will apologize. I will apologize. Okay, I will apologize about that. Okay, but my understanding. Okay, you say that you don't know. Okay, I think that probably my worst English, my problem with my English.
That
I
was my
acknowledge
wish.
that, and no, my English, my problem with my English. So okay, you say you do not know, right? But
Mhm.
but listen, okay, you know that you don't kick me out or don't put like me down and like just listen to me. But um um it seems to be, I say seems to be, it's not you, but I say seems to be, okay, seems to be like anything I tell, anything I said, you reject those things, you know. So you reject those. It seems
You
like
were the
there is
one.
no open.
You were the first
No,
one who rejected
give me a second.
what I
Okay.
wanted. You said no.
Okay.
God doesn't have to do it. God
I
shouldn't do
apologize.
such things. So you're the one who is rejecting what I am saying.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Okay, and then I apologize if I
It's okay. You
reject,
don't have to
probably because my
apologize again
English,
and
I have a
again.
worse English. You know, I have a worse English probably. I definitely, no, not probably, but that's just the truth is because I'm still learning and it's not my native language. So for me, it seems like you're completely. There is no open possibility for me to be truth. Um, because my
Who said that?
understanding is living in this universe, it's a probability. It's a 50-50 because we as a human being haven't explored the entire universe. So that means we haven't have a knowledge. We haven't have enough knowledge to know the whole things about our universe. Does God really exist or not? So
Mhm.
we sit on the probability 50-50.
Okay.
And
So
I
here's the
think
thing.
I think hopefully that explains.
Do you know Superman?
And also Superman, yes, definitely.
Okay, forget about all the movies. Okay, let's assume that it's the first time that someone is explaining about Superman, about his planet. You know, Krypton was the planet, right? So imagine
Yes.
someone is explaining, hey, there is a planet, they're human-like creatures, and they're so powerful, they're flying, they're throwing laser beams through their eyes. And, but probably many people wouldn't believe in this, right? But
Yes.
I could say the same thing. Hey, man, the universe is too big. We didn't explore the entire universe. Why you don't believe in what I'm saying? And the other guy is talking about Spider-Man. The other guy is talking about some other creatures. What would you expect? Like, we don't believe in things when there's no good evidence. That doesn't mean they don't exist. Okay? So when you say we don't know the entire universe, okay, yeah, we don't know. Therefore, what? Either God exists or God doesn't exist. It doesn't give you any conclusion, right? But when to believe in something? I believe in such things when there's good evidence for those things. If there's no good evidence, to me, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. To me, it means
they would never have a good. They would never have a good evidence for you. I believe that.
I believe that there would be a lot of good evidence for me.
No.
Yes. But
because you want to have an actual, you want that God see you and talk to you directly. That's why I said it would never
is it
have
impossible? God cannot talk to me?
It is possible if you're someone.
So why you're saying that it's impossible?
Yeah, I said if that happened, I'm so happy.
Okay,
And,
so
I say,
that means I can believe that God exists.
It's possibility that you for belief, but if you're asking if God really generous to be showing Himself,
maybe
after
He is,
that, He quote unquote considered that as a proof from what we believe a religion. If that really is, I think God been telling to observe the universe and everything. I think for someone like me, it's enough. Yeah, but yeah, I think I think I listen. I heard people. I've never been to school, right? I've never been to a formal education school, even to any school. Okay, I was grown on the street, so I kind of like confused with the word premised. What does that premise mean?
Premise.
Mm,
They're using arguments, and they're
is that the
like
fundamental?
they are parts of the arguments. That there is the first premise, second premise, and then the conclusion.
Yeah, because I think the premise here, I want to use the word premise, but I'm afraid to using that, and not in the correct way. So the religion concept with the idea of Superman is completely different. If I not believe, I forgot. There is a theory on this as well, talking about why we not believe in Santa Claus, right? Because the idea is Santa Claus is comes to the earth and people would able see them. People see the Santa Claus. People talking that to see them, but I never experienced those things, right? But God, the idea of God is different with the idea of Superman and Santa Claus, where people able to see them because they have kind of like signs going flying and everything. They have type of superpower thing. But God, in the Islamic way, and the concept of God, God is the greater. Like we cannot see in our eyes, a naked eye. So it kind of like you have a different concept with
that
that.
makes it worse than the other beliefs. You're saying that those beliefs are more believable than God because people at least can see those things. So that makes it a better belief, in my opinion.
I think it's better to believe it's different. Have you learned about Islam? Do you know like Islamic concept of God?
Yeah, I know.
Like tell me a little bit about Islamic concept, how Islam's belief their God is.
How Muslims believe in God?
How they believe their God is something like that. Like
they learn
how the way they're understanding their God.
They learn it through their societies. Doctrination.
No, I mean,
that's all.
Yeah, no, okay. Whether you consider that indoctrination, whatever you call it, I know, but I want to like objectively, like like okay, I've learned, I do believe that you are a philosopher, right? You put your name as a philosopher. So mostly philosopher, when they learn about comparative religion, they being fair on every religious belief. They're being honest. For example, when they talked about Christianity, then they're going to be honest. They're going to go with how the Christianity see their religions objectively. And I want do you know how Muslims believe their God, the definitions of God objectively? Do you know?
The definition of God?
Yes, how they defines God is for them, for a Muslim. Their philosophy of God.
What's
because
the purpose of that test?
Christian,
there are many different kind of Muslims that they may have different opinions about their God.
Because why I'm asking you that, because I think when when I accept Islam, because I know their concept of God, because since I know how they're understanding God, what they consider a superpower being in God and everything, and they're teaching them the Quran, for me, I consider that makes sense. If you say that does not make sense, my biggest question: have you read about Islam? Have you learned about Islam?
Yeah,
have
I
you
learned
known
about
their
it. I was a
ideology?
Muslim, whereas I was a Muslim for many years, and I'm not a Muslim anymore. So maybe that should give you an idea. But still, it's not a good measurement for you because you don't know what kind of a Muslim I was. Do you want to make a test or what?
No, because mostly the thing that I read. No, I'm not making tests or anything like that. Okay, mostly what I see in philosopher, you know, atheists against religion, it's basically they against Christianity's type of doctrine. And in the Western philosophy, most of the religion that they against, they consider that the concept of God is incoherent. It doesn't make sense. It basically it's a Christianity. It's not they're not attacking the Islamic philosophy of God mostly because different. Islamic philosophy of God is different with the Christianity philosophy of God. And what I'm afraid of now is that you probably thought you're trapping. What I'm afraid is like you are trapping. You thought like we are Muslim believe the same way as the Christians believe. You know.
That's another assumption coming from your side. That's why I will
Yes, that's
repeat
my
all the time.
assumption.
You shouldn't assume a lot of things, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but the existence of concepts, you should understand this. Just because there are some concepts, even if they make sense to you, that doesn't mean they're real, they're out there. So concepts are in our minds, okay? Just because they're in our minds, that doesn't mean they don't exist outside also. But if they're in our minds, maybe they can be only in our minds too, okay? For example, unicorns. Unicorns are just, some concept also. And they're in our minds.
Yes.
And probably there are no unicorns in this universe. Real unicorns. Magical, horses with horns. So probably there are no such things in this universe. And most likely they're only in our minds. And maybe God concept is one of them. It doesn't matter how much sense it makes.
No, it needs I don't know. It definitely. I think you need to look up the Islamic type of understanding. There is an amazing. Let me see. This is a very amazing recommendation, I think, for people to watch. And
I don't think that's that
this
much
is
amazing to recommend a Muslim, an ex-Muslim, to watch something related to Islam, and especially someone who's debating about these things for a long time.
Yeah, there is a class around like 28 class. It's given free by Missouri State University, and it says that real 100 introductions to religion. And let me type it. Real 100. If you don't mind, brother, introductions to religion. So real, and then you adding introductions to religion. So from give me a second, and guys, you could also subscribe Philosopher YouTube.
Oh my god! Thank you.
So I subscribe your YouTube because I watch your discussions and some. But I think later we're going to go to some of your point.
Okay.
But I'm still.
I hope you enjoy watching yourself too.
You're going to post me.
Why not?
That would be very shame. My English would be so bad. So yeah. So yeah. This is let me type it if you don't mind. By Miss. This is not my channel, but I recommend this lady. I love her so much. How she break down the religion. She's even better than most of the Muslim, I think. State. There you go. 28, very short, but there is a certain argument that's very nice that it would explain to you why. I think there is an episode, I forget which is the episode. It's telling you why people not longer believe with Santa Claus and something like that. and that's the idea, kind of like different idea. Why human beings are not believing Santa Claus? Why so? And she also mentioned some type of philosopher that I haven't write it down because too many learn many things, learn Arabic and everything like that. So
So
anyway, it's
not
really
that much
nice
interested in
to
why
listen
people
to.
don't believe in Santa Claus and other imaginary figures.
Yes,
It's as simple. It was
yeah,
always as childish to believe in those things, and I don't think people literally believed in those things, the adult people. So
mm,
I'm sorry, I don't need an explanation why people don't believe in those things anymore. That this is for entertainment for a long time, right?
mm,
But yeah, some beliefs are just fading in history. God is a very powerful concept. No one can deny it, and it cannot compete with. I mean, Santa Claus cannot compete with the concept of God. So I understand that, and it's easy to understand why some beliefs, even if it was a belief in the past, why they disappear uh, later on. It's not a big question for me. But anyway, maybe I may check the other content and that thing that you suggested.
mm. No, yeah, and yeah, I said spending time later. So anyway, I want to say thank you for the conversation. But I want to let people to have their chance. I think the guy Morlando, I think his request to sit now. And I'm so sorry if it was if before you were like getting emotional something you
It's
met. So
okay. You're on the stage and we're talking for a long time after what happened, so that means it's okay. And I'm happy that it was a misunderstanding because the other scenarios are really not good. Anyway, and it's good that we solved some problems. It happens here mostly. Sometimes I misunderstand people, and then I realize, or maybe sometimes I never realize. But it's good that people can join again. They can explain in different times, and that can teach me a lot of things. Okay, Morlando, I sent you the request. If you still want to talk, now you can talk. But if not, I'm gonna take a break. I will eat something. I will take a painkiller. Uh, but some other unicorn like giraffe had horn on his nose. I'm just gonna listen and enjoy. It's raining here. Oh, I like the sound of the rain, Morlando. And that's why you have this profile picture? Let us decide about the noise. You should decide it by yourself. Okay. We're not forcing people. Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Interesting talk. Okay. That's good if you guys enjoy. Our conversations are not always enjoyable, but the ones that I think are enjoyable, you can see them on the YouTube channel. Probably we're sharing the same taste because yeah, it was also enjoyable, this one. Anyway, since people are not here to talk, just only are you asking permission to follow my YouTube channel? Oh, You shouldn't ask permission for such a thing, man. Okay, guys. See you later. Thanks for joining.